Hi, good day, Lavinia. How are you today?
Hello, Antonio. I'm all good, thanks. How are you doing?
Great. I am great. Awesome. So, this week we know is Mental Health Awareness Week, and today
Yes,
is the second to last day for the closing of Mental Health Awareness Week. So,
yes,
my first question to you, Lavinia, let's start it off interesting.
yeah,
You told me previously that you had suicidal thoughts some part of your life. And,
yes,
just elaborate on that, show people that suicidal thoughts are real and how you was able to overcome this hurdle that could have been detrimental to your health and, well, to your life because it's suicidal. So, tell
yes.
us.
All right. Thank you, Antonio, for your question.
You're welcome.
Um, There was a time about 15 years ago that things in my life just snowballed. Everything became too much for me. My son that always lived with me, moved to his dad because it's a long story. He moved to his dad, so my son wasn't with me. I lost my job. I lost the place that I was living in, and I felt like there was nowhere to turn. Like, how can I go on living? And I actually made plans to end my life, and it comes as a shock to me now, and just admitting it is such a big deal for me. Thinking
Mhm.
back to think I actually felt that way, but I came through it. What happened was I was in a deep, deep depression, a really dark, deep place, and I felt like I couldn't talk to anybody about it because I thought nobody would understand what I'm going through. So, what I did was I went to and I sought help. I spoke to a doctor, a therapist, and I was booked into a psychiatric facility for 3 weeks. And there, my life changed and everything turned around, Antonio. Um, I got the tips and tools to deal with my emotions, and um, and I saw that there is a life that I can live. I can recover from whatever life throws at me. And from then, I mean, this is why I feel today I can help other people going through the same thing because I've been there. I know what it feels like, but I also know how to get out of it, and I know that there is a way forward. And now I'm still on medication though, and I still do my gratitude journaling, and I look after myself. I look after my mind, body, and spirit, and I am happy. I'm content. I am well adjusted to society. Everything's going great for me at the moment. And even on those days when it doesn't go so great, I can handle it because I've got the tools to deal with it.
Awesome. I love that. And depression is real. Anxiety attacks is real. Being overwhelmed
Yes,
is real. And all these things plays a trick in our mind, making us feel that we are our own enemy, which we are not. And we have to overcome this. Some of the best ways to overcome being overwhelmed, getting anxiety attacks, is to build that support system. That support
absolutely.
system is much needed. When it is you have that support, whether it be in your family life, whether it be your friends, you can even get support from, going to a church. The pastor can give you that support because, let's be real, I will tell anyone the best book in the entire world is the Bible. If you have never read it before, nothing is wrong because everybody have to grow in incremental steps. And what make me right now sane is the Bible. When I delve into the Bible and read and seeing that all these things that happened way so many years ago, ages ago, decades ago, and these things are, in a cycle and it coming back and everything. The world is a cycle, and in Revelation they talked about all these things that are occurring right now. What better book you can read than the Bible? And that is something that I will tell anyone. Yes, you may go and seek a coach, you may seek a mentor, you may seek a pastor. Yes, but for yourself, for your self development, for your growth, for your understanding, for your building of faith, that is a book that you should sit down and read. And one helpful tip that I will say in the Bible, you can read the Bible, I can read the Bible, we could have different meanings. However, the Bible should be read spiritually. So before delving into the Bible, you pray about it. That when you are opening this Bible to read whatever chapter it is, that you are guided by the Holy Ghost so that you can understand the Bible going forward. And that is my strategy of being seen today and being a person that I can say I'm confident and I'm going down the right path. And yes, challenges will face me, but I will overcome it by having faith and keeping faith in Jesus Christ, not leading onto my own understanding, but leading to the understanding of the Bible. By reading the Bible is hearing the word is understanding the word, believing, having faith. They said faith is a substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. And Lavinia, I would like to ask you this. How can someone, in your own words, who is going through so many torment, because as a woman, it have woman abuse in the household, and the husband or the boyfriend is beating up the young lady or beating up his wife. How someone can overcome this, because all this plays a part in your mental health, and many people are going through these problems secretly, and they are not coming out and say anything. So, just shed some light, because I sure it have women on LinkedIn platform maybe going through something like this right now, and they would not come out and say, yes, LinkedIn platform might be a professional platform, but it's a support system also, because I will rate LinkedIn platform 5 star compared to Facebook, where
Mm.
when you post something positive, sometimes somebody trying to give you something contrary and not trying to develop you, not trying to make you grow as an individual or better you. So, just shed some light as a woman, as a life coach that could impact someone's life, inspire a woman to, come out of that this catastrophe that she's been in right now.
Okay, thank you. Um, the problem with a woman being in an abusive relationship, be it emotionally abusive or physically abusive relationship, the problem is that usually women keep it to themselves. They keep it as a big secret, and it's an invisible issue. So people don't know until they speak out. And women are afraid to speak out. But I would encourage women to, like you say, seek that support. Talk to somebody and and make plans, make steps to get out of that relationship or to resolve it, because sometimes it could just be a matter of a misunderstanding, or the couple needs counseling together as a couple in the case of emotional abuse. But usually women are too afraid to even go that route. So, like as a life coach, I can't make a decision for someone to say you must leave the house. But it's up to the woman, and at the end of the day, she has to make the decision as to what she wants to do going forward. She first has to admit that there's a problem, and then number two, she needs to make a plan, make a
Great.
decision as to what she wants. There
And,
was
and mhm, good.
no, no, carry on, carry on.
And like, okay, so if it is someone going through a problem like that, are you the life coach that they could reach out to, to find guidance, to be inspired?
Um, I would say it depends on the type of relationship that she's in. If it's a physically abusive relationship, the the law and the justice system should be getting involved there. If it's emotional uh, problems, emotional abuse, I can help her. I can give her tools to strengthen her spirit, to deal with her partner, but it is up to her how far she wants to take it, because sometimes um, an abusive, emotionally abusive relationship can erode a person's personality and sense of self worth and confidence so much that you don't see that there's ever a way out for you. That you don't see that there is anything else. That it could be any other way. Some women will just stay stuck there for good without talking to anybody. But by all means, talk to somebody. Somebody will help you on your journey.
Okay, awesome. And right now, it had a live that I was watching the other day, and the information that was being rendered is basically many women right now, they are doing much better than men. And men, they are not the breadwinners in the household anymore. And what would you say about that? What is the problem with men, you know, right now going forward? Because women, you are seeing them in many leadership roles, many management positions. They are doing well. We even have vice presidents, who is a woman, and they are doing so many good things right now, and the men is just basically going down in terms of the management, CEO roles, leadership roles, and women are just surpassing and just going to different heights that no one thought would have been even possible. But what would you say is a problem that is going on with men? Why they, just basically going downhill and the women just, rising to the occasion?
Okay, that's a good point you're making, because we might have a difference of opinion here or perspective,
Hmm.
because you feel that there's something wrong with men. I feel that the situation is rectifying itself now, because before women um, were oppressed and we weren't allowed to vote even. I'm sure you remember those days. Women didn't have any rights. We had to, the saying was, be in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant is your role.
Hmm.
And, but now, like you say, women are stepping up to the plate, and women also have a contribution to make towards society and to the world as such. So I feel that we are, as women, we are stepping up. We are taking our responsibility seriously, as a human being, because at the end of the day, we all want to live a good life together in harmony, and we all have a part to play. So I would say that it's a good thing that women are now in higher positions, because the way that it is at the moment, there are still more presidents, male presidents than female,
Hmm.
and vice president. There are still more male managers than female, but it's not important. The numbers aren't important, but women do have a part to play and a contribution to make. I must mention to you, in my city, not my city, my town, we have a very big town in a small city in Cape Town. Um, we would, what is the word? Um, I can't get to the word. A township. It's a township
Yeah.
nearby.
Hmm.
Okay, and
This
so
is in
the
South
people there,
Africa.
yes,
South
in
Africa.
Cape
Yeah.
Town, we have different townships, little townships. Okay,
Hmm.
and it's the income. It's a low income area, but you will find that the men are unemployed and sitting at home drinking beer on the side of the road, and the women are going to work. So it depends on where you are, what perspective you have. Things are different everywhere, because when I used to travel to work, it was only women in the taxis, only women,
Hmm.
and the men were at home. It's a strange thing to see, but it happens. And then you come to the corporate world, then there's a lot of men again, a lot of men
Hmm.
working, and not so much the women.
I would
Just
say
some,
based on the just based on the culture, because
yeah.
every country have a different culture and even
Everybody's different, yeah.
organizations.
Yes,
In terms of women, it have some women. I wouldn't contradict to your statement what you said in terms of women rising to the occasion because you are the life coach and I'm listening and taking information in. But what I would say is that I find a lot of women. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of women, but I find some women, when it is they have that senior position and hearing from, people that in the household, they know this feel that because they're making, the highest salary in the household or the highest salary between the two,
yes,
that they are very controlling and that has create a problem within the relationship. And that sometimes is make men do bad things, which is not supposed to do that because that is an excuse for you now to maybe go outside or maybe now, to operate a different way. But I believe that women now have to understand, all right, if I am making, higher than my spouse, I should not get on, in any manner. I should try to support as much as possible because things changing, as you rightfully say. Women are
yes,
rising to the occasion. Men have to understand that. And women too have to be respectable to know that men supposed to be the man of the house. So, you have to give them that respect because that is your partner. That is the person that, you said that in marriage we are going for eternity. So women have to really understand these things and know to themselves, all right, let's try to play this cards equally and not that I am making more than you, that I am above you. And once that is
yes,
laid out correctly, I believe the relationship and everything will go forward because this affecting many marriages today, but not
correct.
everyone going and seek a counselor to really find out or a life coach to find out what is the mistake that they are making in their lives. And you being that life coach, are the person for them to reach out to, for you to provide, that accurate information and help them going forward for them to sustain that marriage so that things can be better.
And every relationship is different. Um, and but in the case of where one partner is earning more than the other, and the like you say, but they become controlling, it happens. It happens, but it's not sustainable. It's not going
Hmm.
to in the long run. It's going to destroy the relationship. So yes, they do need to speak to somebody if that is the situation because. Um, the ego is affected if somebody for example if there's a couple and the woman earns more, she's more controlling, she makes all the decisions, it
Hmm.
um it damages the man's ego.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
yes, and it erodes at his confidence and self-esteem, and that is a problem because some men would then in that case even feel suicidal because they
Hmm.
feel there's no way out, they can't deal with this anymore, they don't know what to do, nobody to reach out to. And also men wouldn't want to disclose that kind of um, information to
Hmm.
their friends. A man won't tell his friend, oh, my wife is controlling me. He won't do that because he feels embarrassed. So
Yes.
it's better to deal with a professional, a therapist, a life coach, psychiatrist, psychologist, to talk to the two together so that they can come to a mutual understanding as to their roles in the marriage and partnership.
Great. I remember once that a young lady and I was connecting, and she was like, "Hey, what? In order for us to take it to the next step, you have to let go of your friends because she find my friends wasn't motivating, wasn't inspiring me. So she said that you have to let go of your friends and for us to be together." And I was like, "No, because I know myself. Sometimes they say, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are.
Yes,
That is accurate to a certain extent. And for someone to make that statement before two of us connect to go to that other step, is like what will happen in the future in the long run. And I just put
exactly.
a halt to that immediately and said that, okay, here what, you go your way and I will go my way, and make a long
100%.
story short. Yeah.
Yes, I
And
agree with you. I agree with you.
thank
You
you.
made the right decision
Hmm.
because someone giving you an ultimatum, that is no way to start a relationship. If I can be bold enough to say that,
Hmm.
um, yeah, the because like you say, if she makes an ultimatum like that, she's going to expect to do that to you all the time.
Hmm.
She's going to make
Correct.
all your decisions for you eventually. Um, and I firmly believe that at the start, in relationships, at the beginning, you get to know each other. I'm not going to talk about
Hmm.
your situation now, and speak about something that happened to me. Um, when I was 19, 20, I started dating this guy, and it was great. He was very friendly and outgoing, and we had great times together. But there was one day but he was very controlling. He wanted to tell me what to wear, what shoes to wear. He would buy me clothes and shoes, tell me how to wear my makeup, what color lipstick to wear, how to do this, how to do that. It was terrible. But at the time,
Yes.
I thought he's caring for me. He wants the best for me. But everything turned around one day when he stood at my front door and he was frustrated with me for not wanting to do what he wanted me to. He was frustrated and he shook me. He took me by the shoulders and he shook me so hard that my head was going back and forth like this. And he stopped and I said, "That is it. You are leaving and you are not coming back here." Because I'm telling you, Antonio, if I had to stay with that guy, he would have ended
Hmm.
up hitting me. He would have ended up
Yes.
hitting me
Hmm.
because he lost respect for me when he shook me that way. I'm not anybody's toy. I'm not a doll or a piece of wood. I'm a human being and I'm worthy of respect. You know? So that was that is how at the beginning of the relationship you can see who you're actually dealing with and you can see what will happen in future. Like you said, this lady gave you an ultimatum,
Hmm.
and yes, she would have given you more ultimatums in the future if you had to fall into her line.
Yes. And
Yeah.
coming from a man's perspective, right? I believe that that guy who he was with, he was depressed in some manner. He maybe never come out and told you about it, but maybe his past had played some, you know, trick on him, and he believed that he have to, you know, allow a woman, or not allow a woman, he have to make a woman, into the manner that he wants her to look. And I
Yes.
believe that is something that, it could have an effect on him in terms of, in child days growing up. Most of these times, you have to go in deep into an individual mind and find out their
Yes.
past. And when you find out their past
Absolutely.
now, you will know what is the reason why it is that they are
Why?
doing the thing that they are doing at that point in time. And
Correct.
maybe you didn't say it at that time, but just knowing that he shook you and so hard that have your
Mm.
head, it was like, you
Shaking.
can't be
Yeah.
going through this, because in a relationship, if you say you love me, you wouldn't try to hurt me, and then you're trying to
Yes.
hurt me physically and even mentally, and that is
Yes.
something will play a trick on someone's mind, and that now will make you to get into anxiety attacks and be depressed. So these
Correct.
are the things that you want to stop early. So this is good advice for women out there who maybe now enter in a relationship, getting to know someone. If you are
Yes.
seeing signs that this person, trying to take over your life, or trying to be aggressive in somehow, or maybe certain questions you ask the person or certain answers, you respond to the person, and they operate in a manner like, it's just a difference in them. They operate like, why are you asking this? Better you just leave. Just leave.
Leave
Hit
the
a
situation.
180 degrees and just leave, because it's better to come out of it early than to go in it. And when you go into it now, it's like you can't come out, because in your mind, you are in love with this person, which is just an infatuation. It's not real love. Because real love supposed to be a togetherness. It's supposed to be that bond. You're supposed to feel that love. So
Care for
that is
each
my
other,
message.
support.
Hmm.
Yes. Care
Yeah,
for each other, support each other, do good things for each other, but not hurt each other. No.
great. And I would just like to switch it around here now. So
Mm.
we just out of relationships, going forward for individuals right now in this pandemic time that we are facing, many people who have lost their jobs, what advice can you give them? Because some people losing their jobs, some people in their life, their job is everything. They work sometimes maybe 14, 15 hours a day, and when they come home, it's just to relax and sleep and go again. So for these individuals, who maybe lost their job or their earnings dropped significantly, what advice would you give them for them to be seen going forward in this challenging times that we are facing presently?
Do you mean on an emotional level to prevent
To
feelings of
prevent
depression
any,
and anxiety?
yes, yes.
Okay, okay, good. Thank you. Now I understand your question. Um, the important thing, the first thing I would say is um, support and share. Um, when I say share, I mean talk to a friend or someone about how you're feeling, because surely your self confidence has taken a knock if you have lost your job. Um, and it is if you feel that you need to cry, then do it. Express yourself, cry or scream, do whatever you need to do without hurting someone, of course, or
Hmm.
yourself. Express the way you feel, because you will feel a sense of release and you will feel lighter after you've expressed yourself. um, and then also look after yourself in the sense of sleep, exercise, and diet. Sleep enough, but not too much. Look after your sleep hygiene, and exercise. Get those endorphins going, the good hormones, and it oxygenates your blood for your brain also, so you make better decisions going
Hmm.
forward. So exercise is always a good thing, and eat properly. Look after yourself in the sense of what you put into your body, because, like your body is your temple. You need to look after yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and also, um, do something to keep busy, whether it's a hobby or just cleaning the house. Keep busy and keep yourself occupied. Even if you start something new like painting or drawing or even writing, journaling how you're feeling. Um, and then the most important thing I would say, besides continuing looking for work and keeping the faith that you will get a job, is to meditate or to pray, because spirituality is very important for our mental health in the
Hmm.
sense that it gives us confidence to move forward. And meditation and prayer helps us to ground ourselves and to stay calm and cool, and to make good decisions. And when we need guidance, it's always a good thing to meditate or to pray, and move forward that way. That is, I think, the most important thing, to look after your spirituality, your spirit self.
Whoa, love those points. Very, very helpful points. And
I hope
I would
so.
like to elaborate on exercising. Exercising, I
Okay.
think, is one of the most important things you can possibly do, because you might be feeling stress. And when you start to exercise, it does change your whole mindset. When you build that sweat, and if it is you don't want to exercise, just pick up yourself and go and take a jog. You may not be the type of person to do, the exercise itself, but a jog, anybody could go out and take a run. And when you run, sometimes your mind, as you run, your mind is going forward, you're thinking about things, you're being creative, ideas will come, and it will
Yes.
just make you more relaxed. Some people, they tend to, they don't have that diet going forward. They will eat anything, and that will be hard for them to come to some sort of diet. So I can maybe understand that, but most important, what a doctor even told me is that though you may eat bad, if it is you exercise and drink enough water, at least you can
Yes.
flush out all those things. So
Yes.
some people now, eating habits wouldn't change because that make them feel comfortable in their mind. Some
Yes.
people I know, in order to go and sleep, they have to eat a sort of junk for them to
Oh
fall
yeah.
asleep.
Yes.
I I know I'm hitting some people right now. I know some people is like, yes, so true. You are being
Yes. Yes.
so drinking enough water and getting
Mm.
enough exercise going forward can play a pivotal role in making your body become so great in terms of fighting off all these anxiety attacks, all this depression, all the negativity in life, and bring some sort of positivity in your life. Because once you think positive, the law of attraction is real. If you are optimistic person, good things will come, opportunities will come your way. And I will tell anyone, it's better to try and fail than not try at all. Don't procrastinate. Procrastinating is something that you will procrastinate a day, and then when you catch yourself, it's like a year, 2 years down the road, you're still procrastinating. So act today, take action, execute, and when you do that, you will feel much better, and you will know that you're growing. Because to grow, you have to feel uncomfortable. If you are comfortable, you are not growing. As simple as that. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
in closing, Lavinia, is anything that you would like to leave helpful for women, for people who, going through mental health issues, anything that will be vital to change their life around?
The two most important things I've mentioned already is
Mm-hmm,
the two most important things are to talk to somebody. You must express yourself and talk to somebody that you trust, that will keep your conversation confidential,
mm-hmm,
um, whether it's a friend or, like you say, a pastor, a family member. That is the one thing, to share how you feel. Even if it's a therapist, seek help, and you'll find a better way going forward. And the other thing is to pray or meditate, to look after yourself in all spheres of your life, mind, body, spirit. Look after yourself, strengthen yourself so that you are resilient against whatever comes your way.
great. And I would like to tell everyone who are watching it live right now, thanks for tuning in. And for those who watching the replay, hope that all these pointers that we put out there, serves a purpose in your life, and you now can use it to better yourself, better your relationship, better your health. And with that being said, thank you, Lavinia, for this opportunity that we could talk about mental mental health awareness and edify people in this aspect.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Antonio, for giving me this opportunity. And thanks to everyone for tuning in. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Antonio.
Same